Good afternoon, shooters. I'm Konstantinos Papachristou, and I welcome you to Just an IPSC Shooter live streaming. An amateur's effort to promote our sport, an amateur's effort to promote IPSC. In this effort, we invite great shooters in order to do beneficial discussions concerning our mindset, the way of the training, in order to learn from them. Today, we have a European champion.
Up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. Are made like iron from the fire, getting stronger. This is how legends are made, above it all.
Good afternoon, Robert. It's a great honor for having you today in Just an IPSC Shooter live streaming in order to do a fruitful discussion for not only for our Greek viewers but also for the European shooters. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine. How's the weather in Slovenia? Ljubljana, I think.
It was hot today, so we were on the range, let's say 2 hours, and it was really good. It was hot.
I can hear in Germany the weather is rainy. I don't know why. So, shooter ready. Okay.
Of course.
First of all, I think that all of viewers, all the shooters would like to know a few things about you. A few things about Robert Chernikoi. Who are you? What are your origins? And so on. And later on, we'll discuss about your IPSC CV. So, first of all, a few things about you.
Okay. I come from Slovenia, Ljubljana, the capital. I live here for all my life. I'm 43 years old, one daughter, married happily. As in younger age, I was cycling, I was playing tennis, but after my business career, I finished with sport. So in late 30s, I started with IPSC, and it became a passion for me.
Okay, so let's go to our next question concerning about your passion. What was it that made you take up the sport of practical shooting? And how did you learn about the existence of this sport? Because as you know, IPSC, unfortunately, is not a famous sport, specifically in Europe, where the majority of the people are very reluctant with guns, even when guns are concerning sports.
Yes, it's the sport is not so known. It should be. I had an interview when I won the European champion. For me, the gun is like a tennis ball or football. Just let's say sport requisite to achieve your goals. But your question was, how did I start? As I heard. I started in 2012 when a buddy of mine just invited me to the shooting range just to feel it. I was in the army and I shot a rifle and I shot a pistol, but only a few rounds. But after, in 2012, I started. I go to range with him, and it was like let's say love at first sight, and I made all the paperwork for my first weapon, which was Bull 45 to M5. This was my first gun, and after, I started with precise shooting, target shooting for first year, and then I started also with IPC for a little, and then I totally left the precise shooting. I was so happy with IPSC, so that I started to train, go to some courses around the world, and so on, and that's how it started.
So from 2012, in 2019, you are a European champion. So it took you only 7 years in order to conquer the first place.
Yeah, I was third on 2016, so in Europeans. You know, I was always with everything I do. I am fully committed in business, in any sport. So, you know, you have to put a lot into the sport if you want to achieve your goals. So without hard work and without possibility, you cannot do that in any sport, not only in IPSC shooting.
So bottom line, give all your efforts in order to accomplish your target. So give us a small CV about your accomplishments so far. 2016, third place.
2016, third place. 2019, I won the European Championship. I was in 2019, I was vice IDPA champion in Italy, European, 7 years in a row, national champion in production and standard division, and won many international matches all over the world.
We're going to discuss later on about your travelings and your competition around the world. To achieve all of that, you need a lot of practice. What does your workout? What does your workout include?
My workout includes physical training, gym time, 3 times a week. I work in a gym as an agility, not for muscles, but more for stability. This is like you know, I post some videos on my Facebook account usually to imagine, so people can imagine how do I do that, and at least if there is a season where I prepare, for example, now I'm preparing for the World Shoot in December, so my focus is in dry firing 5 times a week. 3 times a week, or at least I go to the range, and if my plan is to shoot 1 major match in a month, few small local matches, but 1 major in a month, which is my goal for this month.
So can you tell us the amount of ammo that you consume in order to prepare yourself for the World Shoot?
I hope I will be able to shoot like 50,000-60,000 in this year.
50,000-60,000.
This is my goal. Yeah. Now I'm shooting like 300 rounds of training, which is 3-4 times a week. And after, let's say, after September, I will double this amount. Mm-hmm. So I will be more in the shooting. Now I am more in the dry fire. After September, let's say, I will be more in the shooting training.
So what is the percentage between dry fire and live ammo?
In my case, it's like 6 times a week, 5 times a week is dry fire, 30 to 50 minutes, and live fire 2 hours. Let's say 3 times a week, 4 times, depends on the week and on the weather, because now it's cold and it's rainy days and so on, so you cannot go to the range every day. But I just started to prepare for this season, so my shooting season just started. So
okay, except the preparations for great events like the World Shoot, can you tell us a daily routine as an athlete? Your daily practice routine.
Yeah, my practice routine is I wake up, drink coffee, Then I go to gym for an hour after work, and I go to training sessions in the afternoon usually now, because the weather is allowing it, for hour, maybe 2 maximum. And in the evening, when my wife looks TV, I dry fire by it. So we have quality time together.
If you don't have any complaints from your wife and it works,
No,
keep doing that.
she's very supportive. So yeah.
Okay, that's good for you. So, what are the necessary preconditions for an athlete who wants to be competitive? From your perspective.
From my perspective, if you want to be competitive, you have to be consistent. You have to know what is your daily routine. You have to put, you have to know what is your time limit, for what is your money limit, what everything. You have to, you have one month, and then you have to say, okay, this is amount of ammo I will use for this month. This is amount of time I will use for this month, and this is important to do everything with a reason, not to just go to the range and shoot 300 rounds with no control. Mm-hmm. You have to be, you have to put effort to it.
So you have to have a balance about your money, about your time, about the period of training, and you have to balance everything, and of course to do it with devotion and dedication and with a great effort. That's, I believe, is the bottom line.
Yeah.
Okay. How can an athlete, I know that you're doing practices through internet, how can an athlete improve his practice?
You can improve your practice if you know what are your, I said, errors. Errors are mistakes you usually make in a match. When I do the classes, I recommend my students to have a notebook on the match. Write down what are your errors, what did you do wrong on this stage, what do you have to work on in next training. Don't go to training without to be prepared before. What you will do on the training, not just shoot stages and do like stupid things on the training. You have to be prepared. You have to know what you will do on the training. Okay, my error is, let's say, transition. Okay, I will spend 300 rounds on the training, 60% of the rounds I will do the transitions. And this is the only way to improve your goal. 20% I usually do the standard exercises like long distance shooting, like draw, like reloads, and 60% is the errors that I would like to be better on. Mm-hmm. And 20% is, let's say, I say this fun shooting, to shoot some stage, to have the feeling for the match, mm-hmm. or so something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Another question, do you think that videos from YouTube or other platforms are helpful to improve your practice and to improve yourself?
It's helpful to find an idea, but when you are, I say, in the mood, when you are going through the stage, you cannot feel that on the video. Mm-hmm. What is your error? You will see after you finish the last shot. You will feel, okay, I made a mistake there, But on the video, you cannot see everything. So you better write it down so you know where you have to work on, what you have to work on, and to be better.
And from my perspective, it's much better to analyze your own videos with someone who really knows about practical shooting. And here we are going to speak about coaching. What is the importance of a coach in the evolution of an athlete?
I think the problem is, if you want to be a good coach, is not to be, let's say, the best shooter, but to know how to explain to the students why this thing is, let's say, why you have to do step like here in order to gain time, and to explain the reason for it, and to also to show the two different side of it. My idea is, when I do the classes, I always explain everything, and everything in details, and I don't do, let's say, 20 people in course, maximum like 7 people, to have as many information as they can get. And also I tell to people, please make a notes, because usually you remember after the course, you remember maybe 20% of the whole day or 2 days course. You remember only 20%. If you don't make notes, if you don't make a video, you cannot gain knowledge of it.
You cannot improve. Tell us about your online shooting academy that you're running.
Oh, yeah, online shooting academy. I started in 2018 with Facebook videos, Facebook groups, and it was a good idea. We made a videos, 8 session videos, and there was like 15 to 20 people in the groups, and this was like, let's say, 1.5 year idea. But afterwards, the Corona came, and everybody was not able to shoot. So we started. We let's say, make a pause of it, on it. Now I have a lot of new ideas how to prepare, and we are working also on the more technical things, which will be after the World Shoot. This year I have only one-on-one or group sessions directly, not on video, because there are many also shooters using this type of coaching through the video. So I prefer to do something new in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a few things, what your courses include? Do you discriminate the athletes according to their experience, the time sessions, sorry?
Usually I have 2 different kind of coaching program. First is back to the let's say, fundamentals. This is from start, how to grab a gun, how to breathe correctly, how is your stance, how is your correct reload, how is your correct movements, and just the basic, because usually we are all learning from nothing, and there are people that are shooting for 5 years and they have a lot of problems in basics, fundamentals, and a lot of people came to me, listen, I am grabbing my gun like this, and this is not okay, because you cannot improve if you don't delete your mistake and start over. And if nobody say to you how to do that, then you don't have idea. And the second one is advanced class, where we talk about shooting in the move, moving from position to position, reloads in the move, moving targets. I combine both of them in 2 days. So I start with fundamentals, so people know how to do it correctly, and afterwards we are working on the higher level things.
Mm-hmm. The main thing is to start learning the right way. For example, I didn't start the right way, so I have a lot of bad habits that I have to change them. And unfortunately, you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. That's the law. So, moving on. You work together with Bull Armory. And can you tell us a few things about this collaboration? At the beginning, you said that you started, your first gun was a Bull. So we'll continue. You continue with the Bull. You're a member of the Bull team. So tell us.
Yeah, I started with Bull. My first gun was Bull. Afterwards, it was Bull 45 double M5 model, which was not even close to competitive gun, but it was good gun, and I like it. After I was shooting in 2016, I was shooting single stack. CZ invited me to his team, to their team, and I was there for 2 years. But I didn't feel good in their team. So Bull was, let's say, asking to join them in 2017-18, and I started 2018 after the World Shoot in France. I started with them, and we have a really good connection. They provided me great guns, which are now I'm shooting with single stack Caesar trophy. They made it especially for me, and it's great gun, and I'm happy with quality. Because with CZ, I was not happy with let's say, with attitude of the team member to all not check shooters. If you are Czech, then you are, strong. You are part of the family, and all others were like,
so,
outsiders.
They discriminate shooters according to their ethnicity. Okay, it's a Czech manufacturer, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's rare to see a gun signed by a shooter. So I think you are very privileged having a gun with your signer.
Correct. It was in 2019. Kfir Gal was our team manager, and he said to me, and I was joking with him because I brought Jorge Ballesteros to the team, and I joke with him, when will I have my Ballesteros gun, and he said, after you win the Europeans. And I said, remember this word.
Okay.
And they keep the promise, and they made a really special gun. It's now only the limited edition one, but it will be available in 2023.
You keep your side of the contract, so it's a win-win situation. So you are teammate with another great shooter and a great character, from my perspective, Jorge Ballesteros, who was invited in previous live streaming, and we had a very good and very fruitful discussion. So we're both of you and the Bull team, you are invited in Greece to participate in several big matches that we have, and we will discuss it later on. So, except of Bull Armory, as far as I know, you have your own brand, RC, Caesar. And by the way, the name Caesar, your nickname, where did it come from?
My nickname was, back then I was selling cars from, let's say, 15 years. I had a company, Auto Caesar, which was located which is supposed to be located in a street called Caesar Road. And I said, okay, let's start with Auto Caesar on Caesar Road. That's great. And the name, I registered the name, and everybody knows me on the nickname. It's nothing with my first or surname. It's only the nickname, which is from the business, from the cars, and afterwards I keep it because it's like a stamp of mine.
Yeah, it's a very catchy and very pompous nickname, Caesar. So tell us a few things about your own brand, RC.
Yeah, RC started with some small things because as a shooter, I was missing on the market some products which were all overvalued or was not a good quality. So I made few samples and we started with productions, few things. The first was the springs for CZ Shadow 2. We'd make like a small set. After I saw the Magwell and the base pads for 1911 guns, and we made those. And it became better and bigger, and now we are producing bags like pistol bag, the dresses, a lot of stuff we are producing, because I say to this, I'm looking for affordable price, a good quality, and everything what we make is tested by me and designed by me. Every product I put on market, I test it and I design it as it is. I don't want to put, let's say, copy something and put my logo on it. This is not the way I do it. I would say it's from shooter to shooter relationship, not just let's say do something just to earn money from it.
So it's designed by the shooter for the shooter.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So you combine business with pleasure. Good one.
Yeah. So that is the idea.
What is the importance of the right equipment, of the right outfit for an IPSC shooter, for an IPSC athlete?
It's extremely important to have a good equipment, to have a reliable equipment, to have a reliable gun. It's extremely important. If you lose match because of the equipment or the gun, it's a problem. You have to respect your gun. You have to respect your equipment. You have to check it, clean it, prepare everything to it. When you start, it doesn't really matter so much, but on the high level, it matters a lot. So if you are a new shooter, I would recommend check what the professionals, that I say professionals, it's not really professionals, but good shooters are using, because they are using it because of the reason, not because they would love it, but because of the reason it's reliable and it can achieve goals.
Mm-hmm. How can an athlete choose the right outfit and gun? Do you have a guideline for that?
I don't have a guideline. I was choosing from my experience. I was choosing first the gun, which is good in my hand, which is that's why I'm shooting 1911, because I like it, because it's different way of shooting than with all other guns. You have to think a lot. You have to make reload almost in every step. Yeah, 1911 gun is extremely. It's, I would say, the hardest one to shoot with, because you have to think in every step of your way on the match. But equipment you have to choose correctly, because I have so many different holsters from my beginnings, because nobody asked me, can I help you? Can I see? YouTube was not so popular. You cannot get in 2012. We didn't have everything what we have now. Mm-hmm. We didn't have scissor shop to buy. You know.
Good one.
Now it's more available. It's more open. There are many brands. Before that, we were only able to get few brands. So yeah, it's important to buy a good quality holster, good quality belt, good quality pouches, and a gun. Choose gun which most of the shooters are using. So for start, I would say it's a production gun. Start with production because it's the most competitive. Then find your way where you want to go.
Generally, IPSC is expanding. We have a lot of internet right now, that internet magazines that sell products of IPSC. We have a lot of videos, a lot of advertisements, and that's a good one. That's a good thing for our sport. So, moving on and changing area, which country do you think is the most advanced, except USA, in our sport, and why?
In my experience, I would say Italy. Why Italy? Because I was there for shooting courses. They invest a lot in young shooters. They invest a lot in federation. They have like high rules for if you want to make a competition, if you want to make let's say international competition, and they support their shooters. They pay them for the world shoot. They pay them accommodation. They pay them the ticket, everything. They really support. If you are good shooters, you have a lot of support. And for the new ones, they have extremely good organized training sessions with trainers inside the federation, which is really good.
Seminars and so
the
on.
law, yeah, and the laws are good also. I also, for example, Philippines, I have experience. They invest a lot in juniors, a lot of. It's like a national sport they're shooting.
Mm-hmm. So I think in Italy right now they allow the 9mm and the mag, which is a step
Correct.
forward for the Italian IPSC.
It's a huge thing for Italian IPSC because up to February this year they didn't allow 919 for handgun. They allow it for revolver and PCC, but for handgun they didn't allow it. From this year, February, they allow it. So I was shooting. I was probably the first international shooter shooting 919 in Italy in February or March.
So. What do you think are the preconditions from the example of Italy and Thailand with the young shooters? What are the preconditions to boost a country's IPSC from your perspective?
My perspective is that the federation has to support young shooters, to be hand in hand with the law writers, to allow young shooters to shoot, because in many countries you are not allowed to shoot until you are 18, 21, depends on the country, and also the clubs don't support their new shooters. They are by themselves. So it's important. If federation, for example, in Italy, they are supporting with the great teachers, also from other countries, to join and pay them to shoot their shooter, to teach their shooters, which is a great thing. So it's everything started with the law, and afterwards with the federation. How do they support the sport?
So, as I understand, in order to conclude, invest in young shooters, seminars with qualified instructors, trainers, coaches, whatever you like, even from abroad. Bring the best to teach you for the best. And the third one is the confederation, the country's confederation, to be supportive in every step of the athlete.
Correct.
All right. So, is there anything you would like to change in IPSC world?
I would not change anything. Maybe only more publicity, more information has to be sent to the news, to the, you know, when you have like big events like European Championships, like World Shoots. There are nobody filming this, let's say, television. There are no streaming, nothing. This is what we have to work on, because you know, if you want to live as a shooter, you have to support yourself with all the equipment and everything. And there are not sponsors interested in this sport, because outside of, let's say, outside of this business, outside of shooting business, there is no bank interesting in IPSC, because they are interested what is on news, not what is,
so
you know.
The main thing is promotion, to promote our sport.
Correct.
For example,
Correct.
in IWA 2022, where we were together, I saw the IPSC stand, the IPSC booth. From my perspective, they should have some great athletes in order to show the people about our sports, and videos playing around in order to promote it, and in order to gather people and use their curiosity in order to show them what we're doing. So I believe the promotion is the alpha and omega in everything.
Correct. There was a big screen there on Iowa, but you know, in Iowa there are many people coming there which already are some kind of shooters.
You're
Maybe
right.
not IPSC, but if you don't see it in the evening news by sport program, the shooting exists, nobody knows.
It's quite,
And this is what we have to change.
yeah, it's a great challenge. So you have competed with great shooters so far. You have a great teammate, Jorge Ballesteros, who made a special impression on you, and why?
I would say I shot with many great shooters around the world in a squad. The greatest impression made on me, Jorge, of course, because he is as a human, he is very open-minded, he is very big-hearted, and he is willing to talk about match strategies and everything in the squad. I also shot with JJ Ragazza and Eric Roffel. They are also great teammates. If you shoot with them in a squad, they usually share their knowledge with each other, or also with shooters, if they are open-minded about it, and that is important. You know, there are some ideas that I learned from them during the squatting, and which I brought back home and work on it. So yeah, it's important who you squat with, because if you have people with bad energy in squat, they put you down. They are, if you are not stable enough, they put you down, and you could gain some bad points because of it.
Okay.
Also.
Totally understood. So before I start shooting you with questions about Greece, let me show you a small video. So we're talking about probably the biggest event the biggest IPSC event in Europe that will take place in Rhodos Island in Greece in October. 2 matches back to back, the Hellenic Nationals and Mediterranean Extreme Open. We're talking about 48 stages, 900 rounds, probably a feast for the IPSC. So keep in mind, you are more than welcome, you and Jorge Ballesteros, of course, to participate in those two competitions which are back to back. So, concerning Greece, have you ever competed in Greece?
No, not yet, not yet.
Only for vacations?
Only for vacation. I love to go to Greece for vacation, but I didn't have time. Usually, I choose matches in beginning of the year, and Greece put their matches late, so they somehow don't find a way for me to have time for that. But I will keep the calendar open for maybe for October.
Not only for October, we have to change not to visit us only for vacation, but also for our IPSC matches. We have great IPSC matches midterm all over the year. You can choose from Elopus in Thessaloniki, from Canal Channels in Corinthos, from Salamina, Bat of Salamina, and a lot of other great competitions which are midterm. And you know, even the conditions in Greece in winter are much better than in the rest of Europe, and that's why we say Greece. Of course, I promote my country. Is when referring to climatological conditions, weather conditions are great for IPSC. So, what do you think about Greek IPSC shooters? Have you been in a team with the Greek shooters, or have you competed with Greek shooters generally?
Yes, sure. I shot with some shooters in Serbia. I shot also with some shooters in Europeans 2016. You have some good shooters, some great names. Also now from Australia, one friend of mine, Paul moved. You have Stramenos, you have John Anastasios, many good shooters. The problem, I think, in Greece is the law, because if you want to be a good shooter, you have to train a lot, and to train a lot, you have to reload. To consume. And that is, you have to reload your ammo, which no shooter in Greece is allowed to, as I know. So that is a big problem for the Greece shooters, as I know. So there are many 1911 shooters also, as I met them, and they are becoming greater and greater, which is good for the country.
Yeah. So let's make a comparison between Greece and your country. Can you tell us a few things about IPSC in your country concerning structure, laws? Is a part of a general shooting confederation? Is independent? Is autonomous? In order to make a comparison with Greece.
In our country, the laws are, I would say, good for us. We don't have big ranges, which is not good, because shooting clubs are small, with, let's say, 30, 40, up to 100 people in clubs, but the ranges are really small. We are a small country, 2 million people, but the shooting sport is very popular. We have like 300, 400 active shooters, which is good for 2 million people. But problem is we don't have level 3, no level 3s in our country. It was maybe 5 times, but it's difficult to make a level 3 match in a small range. So we have to travel around Europe. Since we are in one part of the Europe, it's easy to go to Austria, to Hungary, to Italy, to Germany for big events. So it's a little bit easier for us to travel than for people from Greece. But I see a lot of great shooters coming to Serbia, to also to Hungary. So for those that are willing to go, it's possibility.
So what role do clubs play in your country's IPSC?
If you want to start shoot, you have to join the club. So when you join the club, if this is IPSC orientated club, then you are already pushed into this. We have instructors in the clubs which are let's say on basic levels, but even if you have somebody to teach you the right way how to do it, you can start to compete. Afterwards, if you are willing to gain more knowledge, we have internet, we have many things that where you can learn from, or you have a great shooters that offer courses and so on. So there are many ways, but the club is the starting position where to start, for my opinion.
Okay.
And play a big role in the shooting competition if you want to start IPSC.
Since IPSC is considered a small market, do you think that there is enough space for professional athletes? Because I consider you as a professional athlete. Jorge is a professional athlete. Eric Grofel is a professional athlete. Do you think that there is enough space for professional athletes?
It's difficult. I would say even Eric, even Jorge, even me, we all have to work and teach to earn money from it. I have, as you know, I have a web shop and local shop. We have 8 people employed in our company, so I have to manage everything that, and then I am a shooter. If you are a professional shooter, like you have people in US, which are paid by the sponsors or by the awards, then it's much easier. First of all, I have to go to work 5, 6, 8 hours a day, and then I choose my time for gym, and then I choose my time for training and so on. So it's not professionals. It's in the middle of hobby and sport. You know, you have to choose how much effort you will put into it to become a professional shooter. But you cannot live only
from
shooting.
Okay. So
no.
Okay.
For now, no.
Copy that. So, reaching the end of our conversation, what are your goals and plans for the future?
First goal, I am going in May, 21st of May, I am invited for US National Classic Nationals. This is my first big event, which I will try to prepare for it. And next one is Pan American in September, also in Florida. And then the World Shoot, of course. 2022 in Thailand, there will be, hopefully, the World Shoot. And this is my first goal. And of course, the Greece Europeans next year.
I wish you best of luck in all the competitions that you are going to participate. Best of luck for whatever you do in your life. Thank you for having you here. It was a great honor. It was a very fruitful discussion concerning IPSC, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me and inviting me. Have a good one.
Good night, Robert.
Good night.
So, moving on and ending our conversation. Thank you very much for watching us live streaming this amateur effort. And the Greek viewers, don't forget that this Sunday we celebrate 24 years of Soargal, one of our biggest club in Greece. So have a good night and always God love.